as an American living here in the Netherlands, something that always amazes me is how happy people here are. People are active, they're always smiling, and the kids are always outside. So no joke, like a few days ago, I came across a video on YouTube and it talked about how the Dutch have the happiest kids in the world.
Found that of the 29 wealthiest industrialized countries in the world, children in the Netherlands are the happiest. The United States is near the bottom of that list.
And man, I could totally see this. I could totally see this because I was talking with a friend the other day. She lives in Atlanta and she was telling me about her commute and taking her kids to school. And man, not for nothing, this had to be the most depressed story that I've heard in such a long time. She was telling me about how she basically goes and takes the older one, gets him in the car, takes the older one to school first, then comes back, then wakes up the younger one, and then drives to drop these kids off at the bus stop, and then wait for them to hop in the bus and then go to school. And I'm just like, and now look, not for nothing, man. While I was listening to her talk, it hit me like I could never, ever live in the suburbs of America. Like, never. And now that is my friend's daily routine to get her kids to school. But here's mine. Mine starts off with me, one, getting the kids ready, getting them out. Whoa, big old B right next to the camera. Getting them out, and then going ahead, putting them in the boxies and just biking them to school. Takes us maybe 10 minutes sometimes, if we there's one light that's like a long light. But yeah, other than that, we are off, everybody's in the box piece, and we just hugging the block, heading to school, drop them off, and while we're there, while we're on the way, you're seeing just everybody. You're smiling, you're like waving at people that you see on a daily basis, you getting fresh air, and plus, oh man, plus it's an exercise too. Sometimes we'll be running late, I'll be burning rubber on that box piece. I'm just super saiyan. Just completely different than what my friends back in the States are going through. It's just so different. Even my best friend, Danny, I talk to him almost 2 times a week, 3 times a week. And wow, and again, same thing with him. Packs his kids in and packs them in the car and takes them to school. And just no fresh air, no exercise, nothing. You know what I mean? No interaction with other people. Nothing. And look, I'm not saying that that's a terrible way to live, but what I am saying is that, yeah, I am spoiled for real. Holy cow, I love how I get these kids to school. And just the simple fact that there's so many people out on a daily basis, I think it changes the game, man, for real. Is that guy just staring at me? But yeah, I really believe this. I really do think that it does. It's like a game changer because I always felt like how you start the day matters. I've always felt like that. I mean, I love starting the day like that. I really do. So yeah, I find it depressing when my friends tell me about them getting in the car. Everything's car driven. Everything. I mean, driven literally. I don't think I could do that with the kids. I think they would hate that. Wow, what are these guys doing? Oh, I think that's how they clean the little gutters in there. Huh, learn something new every day. Now let me get across. Oh, quick side note, look at that little car right there. Pull up. But anyway, I could not live in the suburbs of America. I just think it's terrible for just people, and especially if you have kids. And what's funny is I used to think for the longest time that that's something that I wanted. I wanted a certain type of house in a certain type of neighborhood, which was the suburbs, and raise my kids there. And, I thought it was safe, and I thought it was just, I just thought the world of it, right? But dang, after living here, and again, just hearing my friend talk about her day-to-day routine and the kids, oh my gosh, the kids. And I think this brings me to my first point of, it's so sad that kids live in cars. I mean, it's already worse that adults live in cars too, but then you got kids just living in cars. Because not only do you have to, a lot of people have to drive their kids to school or drive them to the school bus, but then they also, a lot of neighborhoods, look, you see that? You hear how loud that scooter is? But also a lot of neighborhoods don't have local schools. They also don't have local parks, so you have to drive everywhere. Oh, wow, look at that. Man, he hugging the block hard. Man, I actually wouldn't mind a job like that. Like, just like being on the water, pushing stuff around. Come on, man. And now this right behind me is the Artist Zoo. And yeah, we also have a pass here too. We come often. My kids love the zoo. And also, I love it too. So if you're ever around, go to the zoo, tell them your boy Sky Money sent you, and they will give you a free receipt. I promise. And I do usually come over to this area only when we're going to the zoo, when I'm taking the kids to the zoo. But honestly, this area is solid. Like, it is nice around here. And now another reason why I don't think I would ever live in the suburbs or raise my kids in the States has to do with the safety. And I mentioned this in another video, but I think it's for different reasons. I think in the sense of like, they can't walk anywhere. Like, they can't walk anywhere. They can't be outside. Like, no one I'm telling you, when I was just recently back, I used to be outside a lot when I was a kid. No one's outside anymore. And now, no, my kids are not old enough to go outside by themselves. Not yet. But they do enjoy being outside. And now, a lot of my friends also do take their kids outside. But the environment is so different. Like, the whole vibe is just completely different. And this is mainly due to the fact that, again, there's no one else outside. Even here, even in this small park, there are people all around me. I mean, I just try to be low key with the camera, but there are people all around me just in this park, this little park that's not even a main park, but there's so many people just all around. There's something about when there's nobody out, it just does not feel safe. Like, it's a weird thing. And now, don't get me wrong, this is not everybody, but this is just based off of what I've seen in the States every time I go back. And again, I got a trip coming up, and it's the same thing. Every time I go back, even in Michigan, like when I went to Michigan, exactly the same thing. No one really goes outside like that. And to me, this is crazy to think of only because me and my family are outside every day. Like, I'm not even joking. We are outside every day. Y'all, even when I go out for my lunch breaks, I'm outside. Like, I love filming outside. I was never the type to just be in the house all the time. Never been me. And honestly, I don't think I could ever take that away from my kids, man. I just couldn't do them like that. And now, yeah, the media is another reason why it doesn't feel safe in states, but a big one is that a lot of these places do not have sidewalks and everyone's driving. So if everybody's inside their cars driving, because everybody drives, it makes it unsafe for people who are not driving because a lot of these places don't have sidewalks. Like, I'm not even joking. I cannot tell you how many times I went for walks in Atlanta in my last trip in Atlanta, and there were just no sidewalks. Oh man, quick side note though, they are just building up a bunch of this area over here. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, it looks like they might be making a bike path or a feast pad right over there. That's what it looks like, because I think it already had a sidewalk over there. But look, hey, I don't know, okay? Don't take my word for it. Like, don't quote me on that at all. And now, something else I've noticed too in the States is that the idea and the way things are handled when it comes to kids. And I know this is gonna sound strange or confusing, so I'm gonna do my best to explain it. But I noticed in the States, people look at kids as like almost like a burden. For example, like if a kid is out, for example, and they see them by themselves crying by themselves, something like that, right? They'll instantly say, what's wrong with the parent? Like, where is the parent? Like what kind of parent would, they basically just put blame on everything that they don't really care about the kid, because remember, the kid is the burden. Versus here though, you get the sense that kids are precious and should be protected and looked after. Like, so if a kid is crying, the exact same situation, kid is crying by themselves, they're asking the kid, they're not saying the kid is the problem. Like, the whole perspective is different. It's more of, let me help and let me protect this kid. It's almost like people look out for each other, and the older you are, you look after the younger people, or the older people look after the younger people, I guess is what I should say. But yeah, I know this sounds strange, but think about it. I mean, you could actually get locked up for letting your kid walk to school by themselves, or for playing in the yard or something by themselves. Like, you can get locked up for this stuff. Like, they could take your kids away. And like, seriously, think about how crazy that is. Like, you just let your kid walk to school and like, social services is gonna come after you and take your kids away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all it takes is somebody to make a phone call because they feel like you not parenting right, and it can cause problems. And the problem for me that I have with all of this and the whole like the perspective of the way they see children in the States is, the problem is it doesn't really affect the person or the people. It only affects the kids. Like, it's hurting the kids, not the people. I mean, yeah, the parents too, but it hurts the kids the most. And I'm gonna be real, I didn't even know about this until my friend told me when I asked her why can't your kids just walk to the bus station by themselves? And it's, yeah, that's why. I mean, one, they don't feel safe, and two, who knows what person's gonna call the police on her for letting her kids walk to the bus stop. That's in her neighborhood. I'm trying to find a place to grab a coffee, but dang, like, I'm trying to stay away from the naughty area too. ain't trying to vlog over there and get banned from YouTube. And a quick side note though, I just passed this place back there, and they had like burgers. The people just got their burgers, and they had a knife in it. They look good. Hey, quick side note, I didn't realize that direction took us to Dom Square. I had no idea. Also, I might have to take one of these real quick because it's low key about to rain. Ain't trying to get the drip wet. So yeah, we might have to hop on one of those. Y'all, look at that little car. Holy smokes. Look at that. That has to be the best little car I've ever seen. Wow. The kid hopped out. He was like, nice, huh? I was like, man, that thing is like the Ferrari of little cars. Oh, is it pulling up on me? Is that the one? Nah, I don't think that's it. But yeah, I want that one. So when I went to Japan a couple years back, I visited actually my old Japanese teacher. And I asked her, because one of the things that stood out to me was how the little kids, they were like 4, they looked so small. But these kids would get on the train with these big old backpacks, like groups of them, all by themselves, and go to school. And if they weren't on the trains going to school by themselves, they would be out walking. Like if you're out early enough, you will see these kids like walking to school with these big old backpacks. They look maybe 6 or I would say maybe 4 to 6. And so later throughout the trip, I told my Japanese teacher this, and she said, no, that's normal. This is what reminds me, I feel like the Netherlands is similar. Because she straight up told me that it's kind of your duty as an adult to protect people that need to be protected, meaning people who can't really protect themselves, which are younger kids. So even though you see all of these kids going to school by themselves, they're not really by themselves because everyone is watching over these kids. And this is what I feel like is very similar to the Netherlands, because you feel like you can see, and you even see it sometimes, where the youth are protected by everyone, like the community. And look, man, I'm gonna be real, you do not get this vibe at all in the States. And this is why I think that video was right. I mean, they do have some happy kids here, like for real. But not just the happy kids. I think people in general are a lot happier here. I mean, it's the reason why when on my way to school, you see everybody smiling and having fun and just happy and waving. And same with the kids too. Oh man, it's getting dark and it's getting chilly. Look how dark it's getting, yo. Look at that, man. And it's about 7 o'clock. Just finished up work. But I have to ask, man, what do you guys think of the video? Like, for real, I would love to know. What do you think what do you think of just how happy people are, especially the children here? And do you understand why I don't want to raise my kids in the States? I mean, I'm sorry, but y'all, I'm sure y'all probably get it. And look, I'm being dead serious, man. It is just, for real, it is just something completely different here. Like, I can kind of see why, especially the kids, I can especially see why the kids are so happy here. Actually, real quick, before I get off of this thing, hold on, look at this shot right here. Look how nice this shot is. Holy, come on, man. But anyway, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video because I enjoyed making it. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And, gotta get out the street. Don't want to get run over. Look, it's about 7. I'm like just getting off work. Ain't nobody out. I'm getting off so work. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Dang, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love the fall. The fall is probably my favorite time of the year, even though my hands be getting cold. And what's so weird too is that it's just like my fingers, nothing else. But all right, I gotta go. I'll see you in the next one.